baseball fans, my name is Dave from the Frontier League Journal, and we have something special today. We go behind the scenes with three guys who are, I think, part of the first player development page. I told you I barely speak English. The first player development page that was offered by the Frontier League or in the Frontier League. Is that it? Would that be fair, guys?
I think that's fair. Yeah. We started that player development page last year when I think you've talked about it on your show before, but we had like a 4-team battle of the Bourbon Trail. So we had 2 teams in Florence, 2 in Lexington. We had Chad Rhoades there, Dennis Pelfrey, our current manager, Brian White, and really I started then and just kind of wanted to give a way to make I guess to, sell the players, make them stand out, show people what we had going on. So we started that Twitter account, posted videos, stats. And then this year we've taken that even farther and included a lot of the, Yacker Tech data we've gotten, velo, spin rates, all that sort of stuff. And it's been very pitcher focused, but hoping to start to change that moving forward. But I think we were definitely the first. So
Nice. So before we go further, we have a Connor Dwyer on the upper left corner for me. We have Max Del Bello on the lower left corner, and just below me we have Andrew Reuter. Is that it? Yes. And he doesn't speak, by the way. He can just hear what we say. Okay, guys, you are all in the same room right now. Is that it? In Washington? Okay, perfect. Why do you travel with the team? That may seem like a strange question, but are you able to set up your equipment in every park?
So we're not able to set up our Yacker Tech at every park, but we do have some functions that we can do and some tracking systems that we can keep track of throughout home and away games. So one of us will generally do that throughout games, and then the others really just are in the dugout, helping if the coaches need anything with charting, stuff like that, and really getting to know players. On the road is a really good time to get to know players and get to know what makes them tick and what their goals are. And we really can learn a lot about them on the road. So, yes, we have some data, but on the road, it's a lot of getting to know guys, which is pretty cool.
Are some teams reluctant to give you that access or that permission to set up your equipment?
Well, our equipment is on the road. It's pretty simple. It's just an iPad, and we're just tracking very basic things for our player development's sake. We do a lot of looking at pitch location and catcher setup and seeing how well our guys hit our targets and stuff like that. So we haven't run into a problem yet, but yeah, that's about it.
Nice. And by the way, your name is Nerd Squad. Is that it? Okay, and the nerd stands for something, N-E-R-D. What is it? So Chad told me, but I don't remember.
Yeah, so we got dubbed the Nerds, and NERD stands for Nerds Engaged in Research and Development.
Exactly. And once again, before we go further into the stats, we have to resolve one issue that's very, very important in the Frontier League right now. Chad Rhoades' mustache. What the hell is happening over there? Did he lost a bet, Max?
I don't know. He's growing it. He says give it a couple months and it'll be better. So
No, it won't.
No. We'll see. We'll see. He's got some work to do.
So you've got a page, Florence Y'alls Development on Twitter. Who handles the publication? It's Max?
Yeah, I run that Twitter account and
okay,
pretty much everything that's
tweeted. I think you run the department. Is that it?
Me? Yes.
Perfect. What is your background in either stats or, I don't know, spreadsheets or, I don't know, analytics?
I mean, I don't have a ton of, I guess, formal background. I've always been interested in sports, especially baseball, always been around baseball. And then last year, just kind of got started with the coaching staff, made a bunch of spreadsheets for us that we were able to keep updated throughout the year. carried that over into this year, and then really just being able to take that data and be able to use it in a way that's useful for both the players and the coaches. So um, I don't have like a ton of formal background, but just being able to take, I have a lot of, I've been around baseball forever. So just being able to use data and being able to see the numbers and make the most of them. I guess that's my background.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay, man. You're there to have experience. This is why indie baseball exists. How about you, Connor?
Yeah, so I'm going into my junior year at Fordham University in the Bronx. I've worked with their team for 2 years now, doing very similar, a lot of data work, a lot of player development, scouting, stuff like that. I now have a team working with me, which is pretty cool. So I've been involved, obviously, in baseball all my life, and then stopped playing in high school and knew I wanted to stay in the game. So I kind of found this niche and I've absolutely loved it. So I applied last winter and was fortunate enough to get the position, and I'm loving every minute of it.
Nice. How about you, Andrew?
Yeah, like Connor, I'm also a college student. I'll be a senior next year at the University of Redlands. Smaller school, Division III out in Southern California, and I still play. I'm a pitcher on our baseball team there. But I'm also a math major, so that kind of is exactly how I got here. I have a little bit of the playing side still, and then some of the stats and the analytics through my math classes and some previous work that I did last summer with the San Diego League. So yeah, similar story to Connor. I applied for this position and was fortunate enough to be selected. And yeah, now I get to work with these fantastic group of guys that we got here. And yeah, I'm loving my time in the Frontier League and with Florence.
Love it. There was a debate where there is still a debate in between the scouts and what should be predominant. So should it be the scout? Should it be the number? Should it be a mix of the two? Have you found that the stats enhance your fun in baseball? You know what I mean? Or is it all about the numbers for you? Maybe Max?
Yeah, I'll go. I think for me at least, like I like watching the game and I like, the traditional eye test. Like for me, I want to see someone myself, like a number doesn't tell the entire story. But if you're able to put the number with that, what you see, then I think that kind of gives you more of a complete picture. So like I'm not gonna just look at someone and see, oh, he pitched one start and it was really good and I liked what I saw. So this guy must be the best pitcher. And I'm also not gonna look at numbers and see like a low ERA and say this guy's good. I want some combination of both. So I think being able to put those together, at least for me, has always been my goal. So being able to kind of like what we do with the Twitter account, we put the video there, but we also put the numbers. So I kind of like a little bit of both, and that's I guess that's my view on that question.
This is an interesting approach because, as we talked about in the pre-interview, before the interview, the pro teams are very protective of their data because they don't want to give out the competitive edges. But in indie ball or partner league ball, you put it out for everybody to see, just to make a player stand out. This is a very different approach. Are you afraid that you may be giving out too much? Are you giving everything that you may give out? And I don't know who to ask this question. Maybe Max, because he handles the Twitter account. I suppose you have some things that we don't see.
Yeah, so I mean, what you see on Twitter is the very basic stuff. I mean, we're able to put and package together a lot more to like specific teams if they want something on a player, different scouts. So we'll send out more with like our Yacker Tech program, which is I think supposed to be around the Frontier League in the next year or two.
Oh.
But we have it installed in our stadium. So with that data, we get really a ton of data, and what you're seeing is just the very basic stuff from that. So we're still working out what exactly teams want to see the most. We've put together some packages, sent them out, but it's really still a work in progress. What exactly is the most useful for us to give out, for us to keep, and still still very much new to everyone. So it's definitely a unique situation here.
Is there somebody that handles the communication with the teams that just want to get that data? Are you invited to give that data?
Yeah, so a lot of it comes from like if Chad or Brian, our manager, knows a player or knows a team's interested in a player, a couple players, they'll reach out to me. I'll put something together, and then I'll either send it directly to them or they'll forward it along. So it's kind of a an ongoing thing. If a team's looking at someone, that's kind of how it works. I think moving forward, something we're thinking about doing is, highlighting a few players, putting together a package for them at a time, and then kind of just sending it out to everyone. So hopefully guys get noticed that way. But so far it's been, if a team's interested, we'll put something together and get it out to them.
You mentioned earlier, I don't know if it was before the interview, that it was mainly with the pictures right now. So it's mainly picture focused. Uh, what are you working on when it comes to the hitters? Connor, please.
Yeah, so we're kind of in that process of, like Max was saying earlier, trying to figure out what major league teams and scouts are looking for and what the public is looking for. We're trying to figure out what package and what combination of stuff really makes these guys pop. Whether that be like we do with the pitchers, partial video, and then some numbers, whether that be like exit velocity, launch angle, whatever it is. So we're really in the process of trying to figure out exactly what we're looking for, and that's one of our big projects right now.
Okay. Andrew, if there was something that you cannot have right now as data and that you would like to have in the future, what would it be? If you can answer, of course.
Yeah, so I mean, looking at what the MLB uses right now, they use Hawkeye, which is very similar to the Yakkertech in the fact that it's camera based. However, the advantages of Hawkeye are a lot of player tracking. So a lot of our data comes from in between the pitcher's mound to home plate and kind of what happens around there, where Hawkeye is able to see the whole field. And then their cameras are so powerful that they're able to get down to like limb tracking and stuff that fine of a detail. Maybe that stuff is, maybe that's something not so important, but the whole field tracking and maybe some of the defensive metrics would help, some of our position players not only stand out just at the plate, but also what they can do on the defensive side of the ball as well.
This is so interesting, man. So when it comes to fielding, Chad Rhoades asked me to ask you about the fielding data. I think you pretty much want it right now, right? I think it's Max that's eager to get it.
Just like fielding, like to put together for our fielders.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's something we've been working on. I think we're actually going to start at this series against Washington, but just using data. A lot of it's very basic point streak data, but also will be, as we keep going with the Yakkertech, we'll get more and more data. It gives us like an estimated where the ball goes, so we can use that to put together spray charts, help do shifting, all that sort of stuff, which isn't something you see too much in the Frontier League, but hopefully that'll change moving forward if the coaching staff wants it to.
There's a new ownership in town, well, in Florence. Were they on board from the beginning, or they had to have their arm twisted a little bit?
I'll answer that one. So my dad's actually one of the owners, so they've been pretty on board from the beginning. It's something I've wanted to do and something that they've been very receptive to. They've been willing to obviously be one of the first to install the Yakkertech system and bring in interns like Connor and Andrew. So it's really been great how willing they are to do it. And I think it's for two main reasons. One is they want to win. We all want to win a championship. And then second is we want players to be their best and hopefully get signed by major league teams. Because ultimately that benefits them, that benefits us. So yeah, I think the new ownership group, not being biased, has been pretty receptive to this sort of stuff. So
nice. And being indie ball, Andrew, I bet there is a job that you want maybe at a higher level or in the Florence organization. So maybe you want Max's job. But what would it be? Is there a dream job for you?
Yeah, you touched on it. You know, a job similar like this, with a major league affiliate. You know, just like the players on the field want to make it, you know, to the big leagues. I think all of us want to make it to the big leagues in our own right as well. But with that being said, the environment here, the Frontier League is such a cool place where, you know, we have professional baseball players, and just being around these guys for the 3 weeks that I have been now. And interacting with them closely on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, they've just created a fantastic scenario, and it's made me really reconsider exactly what I want, because everything that I've, you know, done here has just been awesome. So yeah, it's maybe one day I'll come for Max's job, but yeah, not right now. We're making a great team, and yeah, we're loving every second of it.
But you have no idea how happy I am to hear that the way it's set up in Florence and in the Frontier League, that it's making you reconsider some of your options in the future, and it's awesome. And my next question is to Connor, if you know the answer. Is the competition for the very limited places in Major League Baseball analytics department, are they very limited?
Yeah, they're pretty tough to get. We were talking on the last road trip, the three of us. You know, we just started talking and we found out we all applied for the same few jobs, and obviously none of us got, but we were all applying for the very few things available. So they are very highly sought after and very tough to get. But coming to a place like Florence and being able to do this in this type of environment has been awesome. I think for Andrew and I and Max as well, whether we want to stay in the Frontier League or expand our horizons a little bit, this is great. Great experience either way. I think one of the biggest things I've learned in the short time I've been here is the way these guys grind and the way they are so willing to work every single day, before game, after game, you name it. And that's one thing that I've really taken from, and I think it's really cool to see these guys who are, this is their career and this is their dream, and to see them work every single day so hard and being willing to listen to whether that be the advice we have or the coaching staff has. They will do whatever they can to get themselves better, and I think that's been really cool to see.
It's so weird that you're saying that, because when I talk to players, and I mean, some of them thank me for the job that I do it for free right now, obviously. And I always tell them, you grind, I'll grind. I mean, that's the bottom line. I mean, if you're able to do it, this is inspiring for me in a way. So that's pretty much it. Are you involved in the game report that they've begun to put out again? Yeah.
Yeah, so I was actually on it yesterday, which will be out, I don't know, maybe in a week or so, but we'll all be on it again at some point soon. So yes, that's really Chad's show though. So
Oh, it is the Chad show all the way through, man.
yes,
And by the way,
he does a great job though.
but were you there for the episode number 2? Were any of you there?
We were not. No,
Oh,
it
okay.
just came out yesterday though.
Because have you listened to the game?
I haven't. I watched the first one, but not the second one yet.
Okay, it begins with Chad saying, like in a robotic voice, "Hello," and you hear in the background voice like the producer, "Oh boy." It's insane, just the way they approach these game reports. It's awesome for the fans, it's awesome for me, the level of information. I mean, it can never be too much in a way. Anyway, I'm just
Just on that quickly, like Chad
yeah,
has
yeah.
his little script on there, and like he just really doesn't need it at all. He just kind of goes off with whatever he's gonna say, asks everyone questions. So there is sort of a script that he puts together, but it's just pretty much useless. So
Welcome to my world, man. I have
yeah.
this and I improvise.
Yep.
I think this is one of my last question. One of the things that we've seen in the MLB is the difficulty of communicating with players. So, okay, I have these numbers for you. They mean that. but how do I apply it on the field? Is there someone on your team or in the Florence Y'alls team that's his job to do that? Just to, okay, that means that you should do that, because there is a way to communicate those kind of informations.
Yeah, I think at times we all kind of take on that role with the help of Chad. I think Chad is obviously the number one go-to, and a lot of times we'll bring him numbers and say, okay, maybe you may want to make a change with this guy or look at this with this guy. But for the most part, Andrew and I spend a lot of time on the field, working with pitchers, observing whether that be just catch play or watching bullpen, stuff like that. And we really spent the first 2 weeks that we're here to get to know these guys and to start to build trust with them. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have their trust, they're not going to listen to you, and they're not going to take anything you say and change their game. So we've really worked hard gaining that trust, so that if we do have some advice or we do want to talk analytics a little bit, we can. But at the end of the day, we preach pitchability for pitchers, and we're focused on competing. We're in the middle of a season where we're trying to win a championship. So at the end of the day, these guys have to go out and compete. If our numbers and if our data can help a little bit, great. So Andrew and I will do that a little bit on the field. Max is always there as well, and really Chad he's been a great facilitator. With whatever we need, whether that be talking to players or just trying to get things through.
Okay. Is there, well, I'm not trying to make you say something that you should not, by the way. It's not a funny question. Are Drew, Brian, and Chad all on the same page when it comes to this data? Okay,
Absolutely.
next question. So you're all in the same room right now. That was my last serious question. You all sleep in the same room? Okay. Who gets to be alone in his bed?
I take an air mattress, so we all get our own beds.
Oh, okay, you do. Okay, and who snores way too much?
Hasn't been too bad yet.
God damn, guys. God damn.
I think I heard Max this morning.
That's possible.
I will say this, okay? I've been following you since for the last, well, near 4 months. It's very fun to put a face on this page. You know what I mean? Like kind of put a personality, and what comes out is by you. So it's been an honor and a privilege, guys, to speak to you, really. Thanks for taking the time, and let's keep in touch during this season. There's a lot going on. I know you'll be revealing maybe new things in the following weeks. So let's keep in touch, and let's do that. Let's do that again.
Sounds good. Anytime you want. Before we end, I just want to say we see the people copying us with their player development pages. So using the same bio, just copying the bio, putting their team name in there. So just want to say we were first, and I think our stuff is still the best. So
Oh, look
gotta
at
get
this
that in before the
attitude.
end.
Nice, but okay. So that was not my last question then. Don't you think it's a great? I mean, to be copied, it's not it's a compliment. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Do you speak to other teams about the data that they're gathering?
We haven't really. So that's why it was kind of, I guess, cool to see them copy us. For the most part, though, nobody's really asked for the data at all. Quebec actually did when they came through this past weekend, but for the most part, no, we haven't really talked to other teams about it. So it was kind of cool to see that they're actually noticing what we're doing without actually saying that they're noticing. So yeah.
I like your attitude, Max. You mentioned that Quebec asked for it. Did you give it to them willingly, or did you ask Chad or the coaches what you could give them?
We gave Quebec data willingly. I'm not sure how it's going to work moving forward. I think for them, obviously, they've been on the road the whole time. They haven't really had any access to anything. So don't really mind that. I'm not sure how it's going to work moving forward the rest of the year and then into the future. Obviously, I think if we can get data from other stadiums, we'd be happy to give it to them also. So we'll kind of see how that works once more stadiums get access to it.
Well, guys, once again, I appreciate your time. It's so interesting to me. You have no idea. Just pull the curtain just a little bit. And you both guys are not paid. Is that it? So Connor and Andrew, you're not paid.
We're given a small amount, but it's whether it's paid or unpaid. We're just here to do the goals of the team, win a championship, and help every single one of these guys hopefully move on and do affiliated ball. And so yeah, we are here working with Max and working for all the guys.
Nice, perfect. Guys, have a great day and have a great series against Washington. I think they'll need it, man. I think you'll be prepared. Have a good day.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Thanks again.